Sup, I'm Lizzie, and this is a Kitchenwich Shop's home goods for Ostara. There was an impressive collection of items with bunnies and florals. I love these table runners. Another cute animal associated with Ostara is sheep. Once you're done painting and dyeing your eggs, you'll want a cute way to display them, and then perhaps to crush their shells. If eggs aren't for you, don't worry, there were plenty of vegan options. It was about this time I got distracted and wondered, do I need a larger mocha pot? I did not. But I was in need of a new baking sheet for all of my Ostara hot crossed buns. If you'd rather keep it simple with cupcakes or cookies, they have that too. Look at this bunny tray. I can imagine the most gorgeous spring charcuterie on it. And for an easy way to decorate, I recommend a wreath. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a happy Ostara.
Let's make a mini altar for Ostara. I made this last year and I know there are a lot of concerns with the candle safety, so I just wanted to let you know that I'll post a part 2 for some alternatives that you can do if you don't feel comfortable making this. But I made it last year and it was fine, and in my second video I can show you. But here's a way you can make a mini altar to celebrate. If you want to learn more, you can join my coven on Patreon. The link is in my bio. Just posted more information about Ostara.
A soldier who carries a mighty sword. He will tear your city down. Olay, olay, O Lord. Olay, 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 O Lord. He will tear your city down. Olay, olay, O Lord. There will come a poet whose weapon is his word. He will slay you with his tongue. Olay, olay, O Lord.
Hey witches! So I remember seeing a lot of discourse about Ostara last year, and I haven't been scrolling, so I don't know if people are still talking about it, but I just wanted to put out just a friendly PSA. So this is a PSA that the holiday of Easter is not stolen from the pagan holiday Ostara. The word Easter also was not stolen from the goddess Ishtar. So even though we call it Easter in English, that holiday's name in Latin is Pascha, which actually comes from the Hebrew word Pesach, meaning Passover. And as far as what I was taught when I still went to church, it was believed that Jesus died on the 3rd day of Passover. And the reason that we celebrate it in the spring is because it is linked to Passover, not a pagan fertility festival. I see a lot of people saying that Easter is based off of like the name for the goddess Ostara, who is a Western Anglo-Saxon / Germanic goddess. She was mentioned once in the 800s by a monk named Bede, and the Ostara we celebrate today was popularized by 20th century Wicca.
Can you explain why there's eggs magically appearing on our house and they're like painted and they're like real eggs? This one's like broken. Oh yeah, that's me. It's Ostara. What's Ostella? It's the spring equinox. But Google says that the spring equinox isn't until the 21st. I know what Google says, but it's a pagan holiday, and therefore it is 3 days long because it's based off of the moon and not the calendar year. Okay, but that still doesn't explain the eggs. So the egg's actually a common theme throughout all religion for this time of year. Think Passover's red egg. Actually, that comes from Ostara because Ostara's eggs traditionally would also be painted red. This represents the sacrifice that the mother is giving when she is giving birth and the blood she is shedding, along with the egg itself, which represents new life. But I paint my eggs whatever color I want because it's my tradition. Okay, that makes sense. How'd you get the egg yolk out? I blew it out. That's why there's 2 holes. That's what she said. Wait, does that mean we're going to be eating eggs for the next week? No, I used it in our garden. Egg yolk's a great fertilizer.
I will show you now how I make my Ostara anointing oil. This will be done with rose petals, violet herb, honeysuckle and yew. First thing to do is cleanse the jar. Right, make sure the jar is all cleansed. I always keep jars from everything. I've got a drawer full of jars just for this purpose. Right, that's all done. I've ripped the yew needles, off the stick and popped them in there. Make sure you wash your hands after, please, because yew is poisonous. I've added in the few dried honeysuckles I've got. The violet herb is now in there also. I've now added in the roses. These are all homegrown ones that I grew last summer and tried myself. I will now add in the oils. I use half almond oil and half sunflower oil. there are the oils added in. This will be now left for 4 weeks on a sunny windowsill. It will be shaken every day before it is strained. All the herbs are strained out, and I may add some essential oils to it as well once the straining process has been done. Have fun making.
Let's make a chamomile tea, honey, and protein latte. Start with 1.5 cups of your choice of milk. Bring to a simmer, then add a bag of chamomile tea. Let steep for 5 minutes, then add a teaspoon of honey and your protein powder. Use a hand frother to mix it all in, pour over ice, and enjoy!
Long to get to my house, to take me out. Tonight I'm gonna give you all my love in the backseat. Bubble pop, electric. Bubble pop, electric. Gonna spin it down and slow it.
If you come across these cute little purple flowers in your yard, pick them. They're called toadflax. They're a really great plant for protection and also super useful when breaking hexes.
Hey magical friends, Ostara is almost here. Ostara is the spring equinox, and this year it'll be here on March 20th. Leading up to the Sabbats on the Wheel of the Year, I always post recipes and spell work, and today is my first one for Ostara, Lavender Sage Lemonade. Ostara is the celebration of the earth coming back alive after the long winter. It is named after the goddess Oster, who represents fertility, rebirth, resurrection, and revival. This pagan celebration is the origins for Easter. Today I recorded a full YouTube video if you would like to learn about this celebration in depth. Here is the finished drink recipe that I will be using, filled with Ostara correspondences. Cheers! We are less than a week away from the spring equinox, and in honor of that, we are making Ostara lemon tarts. All you will need is phyllo shells, which you can buy pre-made, whipped cream, and homemade lemon curd, which is super simple to make. Let me show you. To begin, whisk together your eggs and your egg yolk, set aside. In a small saucepan, heat lemon zest, juice, sugar and salt over medium heat until sugar is dissolved. Turn off your heat and then slowly scoop about ½ cup into the eggs while whisking. Pour egg mixture into the pan on the stove. Turn heat back to low and cook whisking until mixture has thickened, about 5 minutes. Remove this from heat and stir in your cubed butter. Let this chill in the fridge for a bit and then assemble your cups. I like to garnish with whipped cream and a lemon. The full written instructions for this recipe are available on my Instagram. Blessed be.
Now come a soldier who carries a mighty sword. He will tear your city down. Olay, olay, O Lord. Olay, 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 O Lord. He will tear your city down. Olay, olay, O Lord.
Tomorrow is the first day of spring, the vernal equinox, and we are making Ostara tea light candles. I am using mint green tea lights that I got on sale, and I'm going to be adding them to the stovetop. Very low. This will take a bit because you do not want to burn the plastic. To my candles, I'll be adding rosemary, bay leaves, as they are associated with wish granting, as well as eggshells. If you do not have a mortar and pestle, you can use tinfoil to crush the shells. The egg is one of the biggest symbols of Ostara. Then I'll be adding some petals from this year's Ostara bouquet as a way to hold on to some of this energy as I light them in the year ahead. Then I'll be adding a dash of clary sage, one of my favorite oils for this time of year. And here they are. I'll be using them throughout the year when I need a little bit more Ostara energy.
Well, hey, baby! The Equinox is coming up. Have you changed your oil yet? Oh, you're supposed to be changing that every 6 months, right? No, it's okay, honey. A lot of folks don't know that. They don't teach you that shit in school, do they? Yes, baby, every 6 months. And if you have a hard time remembering, just get it changed every spring and every fall around the Equinox so you won't forget. You know you gotta check that oil too, right? You gotta check it every month. I know, it's easy to forget if you checked it or not this month, but if you start checking it every time the moon's full, you're not gonna forget. Because you know when the moon's full. Everyone knows when the moon's full. We're on top of this. Now, I'm not picking and I'm not nagging, I just want to make sure you're safe, honey. What you got in your glove box? Now, I know you're a badass. I know you've got this covered. I'm not worried about you, honey. I'm worried about the world around you. Now, if you get a little tiger's eye popping in your glove box, it couldn't hurt. Maybe a little extra gas money. Maybe a little something extra if you need it. Hopefully you won't need it, but it's nice to have just in case.
Good day, I'm Bob the Necromancer, and today we're doing an unboxing.